Catherine Joe Tipton Burks, and my father was Joe Tipton. My dad grew up in McKaysville, Georgia, and he was one of 7. It seems like the Tipton clan were always in a fight, always in a baseball game. And we were raised on that hill right down from Kingtown Baptist Church. And so all my aunts and uncles had houses around that area. When Dad was playing ball, he would leave in February and go to wherever he was playing, Philadelphia, Washington, wherever. And then we would follow in the summer. So it was very exciting to be able to leave McKaysville and get on an airplane and fly somewhere and find my dad waiting on us, or to get on a train and get to spend the night and eat on the train. It was pretty exciting for a little girl, but my dad would always have a place for us when we got there, and then it was, just one big family, and we got to go to all the games. And I can still remember as a little girl watching my dad play ball. My dad was a jokester, and he was known for always either one causing trouble or entertaining. And there is a tale where the game was being rained out. So my dad walks out on the home plate, sits down, and acts like he's rowing in the water, and got quite a few laughs out of that. But he was always either fighting, spitting in the umpire's face, or in a hospital hurt somewhere. He was in World War II with the Navy. He was in the Navy for 3 years. When my dad was in the World Series, he played for the Cleveland Indians. They won the World Series, and that's the last time Cleveland has won the World Series, and it was so exciting. Also, Dad was on the international team that went to the American Baseball All-Stars Goodwill Tour in 1951. This was the first time that the baseball or anyone had gone back to Japan after World War II. So this was quite a big thing, and he was with O'Doul and DiMaggio. He received the keys to the city, the keys to McKaysville and to Copper Hill. And I have those keys and a picture of me with him. But they gave him a dog at that time, and his name was Ike. And, of course, Eisenhower was president then. My dad was a big hunter and fisherman. This was his second love next to baseball. And all the years when I was little, I can remember Dad going out hunting, coming back with quail, and my mom would fix fried quail and biscuits and gravy for breakfast. My dad, very exceptional at hunting, and there's a tale of one time when he was out hunting, he got lost up in the North Georgia mountains and stayed lost for 3 days, and finally wandered out, and he was delirious. But he always had big tales about stepping on snakes and falling in the river and waking up holding onto a log with a water moccasin. But he played with Connie Mack. Connie Mack was his manager. This was when he was on up there in years, and my dad had a tremendous amount of respect for him. He talked of him often. That Dad was at the baseball game where Babe Ruth retired. It was just a very special time. He said, it was 1948, I was completely in awe of Babe Ruth and meeting him and shaking his hand. It was probably one of the highlights as a baseball player of my whole life. The last team he played for was the Birmingham Barons. And after that, he retired from baseball. He sold cars. He was a car salesman. And we grew up in Pleasant Grove, Alabama. And during that time, this is when we were raised as teenagers, and where my dad had a lot of adventures, hunting and fishing, and he always had a boat. Later on, my mom always, after she retired, she and he would go fishing just about every day during the summer. But they had a lot of joy going to Lake Payne, and we went camping a lot. We, as a family, that was probably our biggest adventure. And going back to McKaysville and seeing the family, it was hard times then because Daddy didn't. At those days, you didn't make a lot of money when you played baseball. Later on in his life, he found out that he was eligible for baseball retirement, and this made my mom and Dad's last years of their life a lot more comfortable, and it also brought him back in contact with a lot of the baseball people.